All right. Here is the longer Deck Tech episode. As you may have heard or guessed, Solar Blaze features heavily, along with Star of Extinction. Both in particular, but mainly Solar Blaze helps clear out quite a bit of the big stuff, especially Gruul and various other things, angels possibly. A lot of our creatures are bottom heavy, so they do survive Solar Blaze, often making it that one-sided board wipe. Star of Extinction can be nice if some of the creatures on the opponent's side are bottom heavy. You may want to bring in a couple more for game 2 or 3. But overall, you can combat quite a bit of stuff. You get lots of great value from Ranging Raptors and Ripjaw Raptor. I mean, they already were good chump blockers, but with Solar Blaze and even just one Ripjaw Raptor, you're replacing it if you don't win on the spot or if it isn't decided already. It's pretty great replacing your board wipe. Kinjali's Sunwing is pretty good. I haven't faced too much Neostorm, but any deck like that where it's barfing out a whole bunch of stuff in one turn would slow them down quite nicely, I think. Then, of course, you could bring in Rampaging Ferocidon game 2 or 3 against all those token creature strategies. Overall, the early game's pretty good. You should see a 2-drop basically in every hand. You got 12 of them there for sure. Marauding Raptor and Otepec Huntmaster are just pretty standard if you're in red. Drover of the Mighty, you could drop a couple. You still be pretty good, but he really does help with consistency, which isn't bad, but getting that red or that white for Solar Blaze is pretty key, because chances are if you need to play it, you want to play it turn 4, and you don't want to be waiting a turn, because that could mean the difference between winning or losing, as you'll see in some of the examples. Temple Ultrasaur really does great work making staying power for all the dinos, but you really want 2 or more, because then they can protect each other. As you see, it would deal damage to another dinosaur you control, so it doesn't actually protect itself. So you get 2 out, you get them both protected that way, and you'll be able to keep them around and keep their bonuses going for all the other dinos. Mana base wise, I think, yeah, definitely you do want to add a plains if you're really hurting for it, if you're really feeling you need it, just so Ranging Raptors can grab it if that's something you're running into. Something to keep in mind, definitely adding that basic plains. And then sideboard wise, it's pretty handy. Leave to Chance might be something you haven't seen before. It's a little similar to Eerie Interlude, where you're bringing all your stuff back, so it does dodge Wrath of God, anything that destroys creatures, but it also dodges Extinction Event, stuff that exiles your guys as well, so it's a great counter to that. And for this deck, especially with the Enraged Dinosaurs, when you're bringing them back to hand and playing them, it's not as bad, because we do get those Enraged triggers again, likely, if we have Marauding Raptor as well that we return. So Leave and Chance is pretty good that way. And then, of course, Chance if you're getting flooded, anything like that. In a way, you can cycle away cards for 4 mana, so that's pretty decent as well if things just aren't going your way. You got a bunch of lands you want to get rid of, you have enough, you just keep them in hand, you cast Chance, and should be pretty good. So I've liked that card definitely, for sure. Cinderclasm, I think it could go out. We got enough board wipe with Solar Blaze, but if you're facing a bunch of aggro stuff, or if you really need 2 damage on turn 3, I definitely keep it in. Grafdiggers, you could add a couple more. I mean, it is a fantastic card, that's for sure. So if you have a couple, likely you're probably already using it, but add a couple more in. I haven't found it as necessary. Star of Extinction again. Yeah, I think 4 total feels good, just in case things are bottom heavy on the opponent's side. Star of Extinction will get rid of that, but overall, the deck feels quite consistent, quite good. I'll be updating it later, probably the sideboard a little bit, maybe the mana base as well, but it's just a ton of fun, and I hope you enjoy the gameplay. There is going to be a link popping up to go back to that. Hopefully you enjoy.